My name's Kylie, and this is my hope story. I grew up in a very loving family. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings, and we were all super close growing up. Very loving parents, very supportive parents. The only thing that's missing that I didn't know then is that we didn't have the Lord in our life. Went through, middle school, high school without knowing the Lord, which I thought I was fine. I'm invincible. Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which was a huge burden for a 13-year-old to kind of go through. But learning in that moment what I thought, that I kind of had to take on the world by myself. Very lost. I would try to fill, those gaps with toxic friends, toxic relationships. And I kept thinking that, eventually things would get better. I would, self-medicate enough to where things would be good. I did a lot of running when things were hard. If I didn't like a job, I'd go find another job. If I didn't like the relationship I was in, I would find someone else to date. It was bad enough to where I didn't like where I was in Louisville, so I picked up and moved to Nashville in a weekend with no money. So I did a lot of running, and I kind of searched for something that I didn't know what I was really searching for. Moved back to Louisville, didn't go to church, just kind of living the same life, just kind of getting through things. And I was invited by a girl that went to the same grade school as me. She invited me to Hope City. And the first time I came here, I thought these people were kind of crazy from a Catholic church environment that's very, rules, and you stand at this time and you sit at this time, and you don't want to be caught singing too loud because people will stare at you. And then you come here and, people are truly praising the Lord. It was definitely uncomfortable, but I liked it. I had been coming to church for on and off. It wasn't an every Sunday I wake up and come to church and knew who God was exactly. I had so many questions, but I knew this was a good place to be. And it was hard. It's embarrassing. I hate to say it, but there were a lot of Sundays when I first started coming here, I was hungover. I was still drunk from partying the night before, and as embarrassing as that sounds, that's just the place I was in. I wasn't sure. It took me about 6 months until, I raised my hand and dedicated my life to the Lord. And then I remember one Sunday Jason said, you can't have one foot in, one foot out. You walk in faith or you don't. And that was a big turning point for me in my love for the Lord. And I knew then that I wanted to live my life and shine God's light on other people at that point. I invited my mom to come to church for 6 months straight, every Sunday. They live around the corner, so I try to be as casual as possible. Like, hey, I love this place. The pastor's very relatable. I really think you'd like it. You should come. I can swing by and pick you up. And I got to know for 6 months, and I knew that the way that my life was changing and the decisions that I was making as a person in my walk with the Lord, that light would shine. And my mom came to church, and she wasn't sure about it at first, but she loves it. She's changed, and that's exactly what I saw coming, but I didn't know how it was going to happen or how that was going to play out. A couple months after she started coming to church, my dad started coming, and to have 2 parents who you've looked up to your whole lives, and them thanking you for bringing God into their life, it's huge. I think the biggest thing in my walk with faith and what I would want other people to know is it's not a magic fairy dust. Growing in your relationship with the Lord doesn't necessarily make life that much easier at first. In my experience, the closer I got to the Lord, the harder decisions were for me. I wanted to live the party life. I wanted to continue doing what I was doing because it was fun. It's not fun to go to bed early on a Saturday so you're not hungover in church on Sunday. Like, that's tough when you're in a place without the support. But what I would say is, dig in, grow closer to the one that's going to make so many blessings that you can't even put in your head. Pray bigger. know that what He has in store is so beyond what you can even imagine.